First encounter with an unusual condition. The first experience I had of something physically, emotionally, and mentally happening with a young child, which I knew in my heart was not a normal situation, occurred around 1948. The quiet 3-year-old sister of a neighborhood playmate suddenly grabbed a thorny rosebush. Though the 3-year-old was screaming and crying, evidently with pain, the 3-year-old, though obviously hurting, would not turn the thorny rosebush loose. In apparent confusion, the distressed 3-year-old was also resisting the help being given to assist her to turn the thorny rosebush loose. Our playmate sister demonstrated to me that she did not know or understand what was happening, and she had no control of herself in that fearful and painful situation. I learned in a psychiatric technology training class held in the late 1970s about a metabolic disorder, PKU, phenylketonuria. PKU causes dysfunction of the brain and nervous system. If not early at birth, recognized and treated by withholding certain nutrients. I learned that the usual milk drinking, which normally goes along with the pleasure of being fed as a baby, was very harmful for an infant with the traits of phenylketonuria, PKU. Receiving milk is not good for an infant with PKU because the protein found in milk would be an enemy to the baby's nerves and brain. I remembered that my playmate sister was blonde and blue-eyed, which appeared to have been accepted as an identifying factor in the description of most of those persons affected by PKU. It was recognized that a baby with blue eyes and blonde hair and was of Scandinavian descent gave a clue to check the baby at birth to make sure it would not be in any way harmed from receiving milk. Our playmate sister was blue-eyed, had blonde hair, and was a member of a family that was of Scandinavian descent. Second encounter with an unusual condition. My older sister and I had 2 friends that unfortunately had early lost both of their parents and were sisters. Our orphaned friends were raised by an aunt and uncle and appeared they had everything they needed and plus. After a period of time while visiting our friends, they took us to a part of the large house we had never been before. Taking us to a large room, they introduced us to a warm, smiling teenage boy who, though it was midday, was in bed. He was reported to be a cousin of our friends. We learned our friend's cousin had an unusual condition called muscular dystrophy, a hereditary condition involving a progressive weakening and wasting away of the body's muscles. It was shared with us that this youngster with muscular dystrophy had walked before and was just recently confined to bed because of his weakening muscles not allowing him to stand and walk. At being exposed at that particular time, I envisioned what it would be like to not be able to walk anymore, requiring me to stay confined in one place. What would I do? Putting myself in someone else's place also became for me a caring contribution for me to give consideration to the whole person. This young man's parents equipped him with an abundance of music-related devices by which he could occupy his long periods of empty time. He, in the sharing of his collections, appeared to be basically be accepting and dealing contentedly with his ailment at that time. Missed opportunity to intervene. I visited this young man, afflicted with muscular dystrophy, years later, and discovered some carnal friends had visited him and left him a group of figurines to defile his mind. This handicapped man was left with figurines that were communicating perverted sexual expressions. Being offended by the rude sexual positioned figurines, which no doubt were intentionally displayed around his bedside, after spending time with little communication, avoiding viewing those vulgar figurines, I politely left much sooner than I had planned. Influence from harmful contacts can go even to a person in need of uplifting relationships. I wish now I had later taken him a Bible and shared something uplifting. I know I am prepared today should such an awkward situation exist. I am now able to intervene with caring consideration, to present for thought something to bless the life of the person and share that which removes darkness. I cannot even say that I prayed for that young man. Due to me being offended by that regrettable experience, I missed an opportunity in the presence of darkness to intervene with light. Sad. Actions speak volumes with a person being overtaken by any gadget. It is the same as worshiping an idol. All idols come from the heart, and people are influenced according to the spirit of the device they are involved with. By a person presenting any type of action or device, they are speaking. That which comes out of the actions is same as coming out of the heart. It speaks. Matthew 15:18. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. 1 John 5:21. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Amen.